get the kill, but this is actually working out fairly well here for compLexity. They still have the kit, and it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, that was a very important shot coming out of Surreal. That could have been an ugly situation, but Android's going to be going down, and now it's all on Surreal, trying to see if he can make it in. He spotted out one person, and the bomb is down, and Planted Taz going to be able to take him out. Now, Virtus.pro will win the round. Not exactly an overwhelming win for them, but pretty solid at the end. And with VP picking that one up, compLexity, what are they going to respond with here? Deagle picked up on Surreal. Another 4 Deagles being picked up. Sank's the only one missing. Does he have to get the guy out? Why is it 5-7? There's always one person, isn't there, Semler? Why does that have to be? Can they just go all Deagle?
You know, that's the thing, man. It's all about... But it is balanced, at least. At least the 5-7 is in the middle, right? So it's like 2 Deags, 5-7, 2 Deags. Still works. Still interesting. But you're right, you're right. I mean, it is good, though, to have a little bit of the up close and dirty kind of pistol to actually get some work done with. He's got the Kevlar as well, so he's looking for a bit of a spray and pray kind of scenario where he can be up close with that 5-7. Does a lot of damage, obviously, and has 20 in the mag as well. So you can spray a bit better than you can with the Deagle, where Deagle you kind of have to pace yourself. Deagle is definitely more of a long-range kind of fight. That's what compLexity are going to be looking for. And right now, compLexity, at least, they're being proactive on the map. They're in... Well, they're in mid. They have the presence in mid here with Surreal, but they're also pressing through sewers to try and get info if VP are going to go towards B.
Oh, trying his best there. Sanks to follow it up. It looked like Surreal was trying to shoot him in the angles, which is definitely going to be painful, but not resulting in a kill. It will be a nice frag on Taz there. Grenade around the corner. They don't have armor, so that grenade is going to do so much damage. Actually, I think Whitmer even ran into that coming out of the stairwell, so that's just very bad timing and a little bit unfortunate there. Could have been another couple of kills in for compLexity, but the fact that they didn't buy armor means they are going to have quite a lot of money going into the next round. This round, just a, you know, sort of a light buy up. Hope they don't buy too much. 1 flashbang on Def. I already like that.
Yeah, I think that's gonna tickle you, man. You're gonna like that a lot, just because you're always. I mean, and it's true. You have to say it, right? It's a $200 investment, but that flash could net you a couple of kills if you use it in the right place at the right time when VP are charging in, or if they're in a bottleneck. Boom, you flash them. Maybe you get a couple kills off of it. So they have invested in pistols as well.
They well, okay, it's not quite that, but it's something that Luminosity like doing as well, which is just having a bit of a surprise out here with the 1 flashbang. They do pop it out and going to try and see if they can go aggressive as well. It's already paid off. There's a $300 bonus for getting Snacks killed. They will try and see if they can get a little bit more. It's not going to happen, but just think about it. The whatever rifles Snacks had, whatever armor, whatever grenades he had, a lot of that is going to be gone, and they get the $300 bonus based off of 1 flashbang. It's definitely worth it. It is a slight mystery to me why more teams don't try and do this. It is, in my opinion, quite underutilized for playing the CT side.
I guess it's because like a lot of the teams, they'll play these anti-eco rounds, or you know, when they're ecoing right, they'll play it like almost like a default round where they just spread out across the map and they look for picks. That takes a bit more coordination. You kind of have to commit to the play. I like it though. I mean, it pays off for the price of $200 and a bit of money spent on pistols. You killed off one guy. Doesn't mean that they didn't save the AK. So really, you know, yeah, the total cost is just going to be like the Kevlar and the nades, but still. It's not shabby. It's not too shabby. It does pay off in the end. VP in the lead 3-0 on their T side here versus compLexity, who have managed to get that AWP up on Surreal. Interestingly enough, it's Snacks who's opping for Virtus.pro. It's always like the question mark, like, who's going to opt this time for VP? Just like when they're calling, who's calling this time? Seems like Snacks is going to be the one calling the shots and hitting the shots. Perfect punish there onto Android.
Good kill coming through. Snacks opening up on Whitmer as well. And that B-bomb side, he's just got one person left inside, and Snacks single-handedly defeating compLexity in this round. And that's just a little bit tough to handle, isn't it? They actually do have the bomb in there with Viali, but I don't know. The rest are just searching all over the place, looking for the kills already. Gonna find Surreal, so that's the AWP on compLexity gone, and Sanks, the only one left. This is quickly turning into a really bad start for compLexity. I mean, even more so because you feel like this could set the tone for the rest of the match, right? And they must be feeling that too.
It has to be that classic case of VP showing a lack of respect. The top European team, or the favored team really, showing a complete lack of respect, walking up, getting these picks, taking these duels, and that's what we're going to see more of until compLexity can teach VP that, hey, you actually have to take us seriously. If you're going to try and push onto a site, you have to go for the execute. You have to really try and set up your game in a strategic way. That is such a sick shot from Snacks, though. So clearly he's on point with this op, and he is, I mean, you guys can see it right here. He's versatile with everything, Snacks. He'll get damage done with everything. He's one of the smartest minds in CS today. pistols, rifles, AWP. He's an all-around, one of the all-around strongest players in the game right now.
I mean, I spoke a little bit with Warden yesterday, and he did say, because I asked him about how much they'd prepared for this event in terms of looking at their opponents, and he said, we've done some, but we don't want to sort of overdo it, because we know when we're going to be playing, especially Virtus.pro and Envy, some of the most erratic European teams, if you come into it thinking we have like a whole plan laid out and we're going to follow the plan step by step, chances are they won't be playing exactly like you were looking at the demo anyway. That's a beautiful grenade. But, you know, so you'll just be confusing, right? It's almost better to just try and play your own game, and then, you know, maybe you have a couple of clues to know what they're doing here. Pasha will be going down, and Neo to follow here. Really good return.
Yeah, that is actually pretty ugly for VP. That gives the 2 rifles over to compLexity, the AWP and now the M4 as well. Definitely not really sure what actually happened there, Pasha and Neo. The timing was just off. Pasha walked out, just couldn't get anything done. So the setup actually works for compLexity. And while that's what can happen, you know, if you're not actually trying to respect your opponents, right? If you're just charging around looking for fights, you can get caught out like that sometimes. And so see if it actually comes back to haunt them. Taz is going to pick up the 1, get the second one. Sanks and Surreal both dropped in sewers, and Def is still here. He wants that AWP, and he is going to be able to pick it up. Taz might not have spotted that because it was under the water. And so a free kill there for Def.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting. Oh, it looked like he had the right idea. Gonna get spammed down by Ali shooting through the wall. And that'll be the end of it. So I am a little bit disappointed because there was pretty much no way that they were gonna make it from long down to B to defuse the bomb with what, like almost no armor and just a couple of picked up rifles. Should have probably tried to save those. Even if they could buy into this round, it's still, I think, better to try and save what they have here. But it will be 5-0 here for Virtus.pro, and the 6th round coming up. VP with quite a lot of money. Pasha and Bailey both clocking past the $10,000 mark, and that's gonna be hard for compLexity to whittle down over time. They need to do a lot of damage here. Android, quick early kill there on Bailey, but Taz to follow it up, and a second kill as well. Whitmer just taking maybe a bit too long there.
Beautiful work there by Taz. That is the kind of shot that you absolutely have to hit. Not an easy one as well. It's just that tiny gap he had to work with to get the headshot, and he does it. Def now going to go for the peek. He manages to pick up Taz, gets the double kill, but there's just too many people here for Virtus.pro. It's a 2-on-2 now, and they will get control of that B site. Snacks just doing work, though. Picks up 1 kill with the P250, then with the AWP. Now it's all on Surreal, 1v2. Kid has got to be dropped somewhere on that site. But he still has to be able to find 1 pick here to give himself a chance to actually get this defuse going, because he's already getting flanked here by Pasha, who's making his way in through CT. And yeah, that's the correct call. Decides to back off. Pasha, he's close enough to hear it, though. And he knows he's up on that A site, heading towards long. Pasha, he's getting all of the info. Surreal has no idea, but he's being hunted, and he's going to be right in this long alley, nowhere to hide. Except that he somehow makes it around the corner. Okay, then.
Interesting. You see for a moment that Pasha was confused about where that sound was coming from. He thought maybe it run down, so it's a bit interesting. But he is right around the corner, so Surreal's still going to have a bit of a tough time surviving this if Pasha really goes for it. 1 missed shot, and he'll definitely be out of it, turning around at the wrong time. And there it is, coming in from restrooms with Snacks as well. So 6-0, and nothing is saved. And compLexity. This is a real shame because actually, so there are a couple of things here. It's decent work for Taz, but the real problem is, why did they keep fighting? We've seen this actually a lot, and it seems to happen, I've noticed, especially on L-Bend, down by B. People have like an instinct once they get the first kill to go for more. That needs to almost be like an instant trigger in someone's mind. Just say, all right, that's it. Just fall back, you know, get someone inside the bomb site to flash you back instead, and then just leave it there, because that's obviously, that could have been a great start, especially because Def did pick up 2 kills.
It's those kind of unforced errors that are going to eventually cost compLexity here. Pasha.
This is exactly what Luminosity do, like to the letter. They stack up like this with you know, guns and armor, and then with the 1 flashbang that's going to be put out. They have more than 1, but this is a really great idea. I love it.
It's just such an awkward spot, right? Pasha, that smoke goes down, but now the pressure is going to be coming in through here to Birthday Party. Big spray coming in here from Neo. He'll eventually track down 1 kill. Taz is there to pick up another 2. 1 HP here for Taz, and Snacks body blocking him. There is no retreat. Pasha will eventually get caught on that A site, so Def showing that he's pretty capable with the 5-7 at least, but it's still a 1v4 scenario here. And VP, they're going to be able to make their way down towards that B site. So easy enough around here for Virtus.pro. compLexity decide to jump the gun and really try and take the fight to VP.
Yeah, but look what a shame it is as well. Neo and Taz are on 1 and 2 health respectively, so I mean they could have at least had more kills in the round, but don't see really Def doing anything much here. other than maybe netting a couple of exit kills and at best saving the rifle. 9-1-1 right now for Snacks, who's at the top of the scoreboard. So this is what Thorin did also mention. He is in many ways sort of the star player now of Virtus.pro, and he does have some pretty ridiculous stats. For someone was bringing this up on the Reddit the other day, that he has like a 66% win rate in a one-on-one. So even that's a little bit scary. You know, 2 out of 3 times you're going to be losing that fight. Good shot from Depp though.
Yeah, he does, but he gives it away now, and Bialy's going to be able to spot him. Depp actually ends up just going up, boom, with the bomb. So
here's the one thing that they sort of did mistakenly. I love the idea of hiding in the restrooms in here and just have one guy popping the flashbang. You got like 4 people in here. The only issue, the one thing that Luminosity do differently is they have one guy hiding out here, and that forces the CTs to push up on sort of the birthday area. And when they see and engage this guy, that's when they know when to pop the flash. And then they're sort of out in the open, and all the people can run out of restrooms. That's the one thing that compLexity did wrong, is they had the flash thrown from back here, and it was, as you said, sort of a blind throw. So a bit of a shame, but still a very good idea, and I respect the fact that they're trying to do it. And you know, at this point they need almost anything to work because they're really far behind. Whitmer going to be going down, traded for Taz though.
Yeah, this is so straightforward here from Virtus.pro, and both of the big buy rounds for compLexity, what VP have done is just run straight out onto B site, and they're counting on their teamwork basically to carry them through. Def, however, showing that he's capable of hitting some shots, drops 2 players, so there's a man advantage now for compLexity moving into the retake. But the nades are coming into play. Snacks kind of crouching in the smoke on the site itself, and he's got Neo watching his back. We have to see if Snacks is going to be able to actually get the drop on compLexity as they try and push up onto the site. And he is going to, he just always finds the perfect timing to work his way through the smoke. There's 1 kill. No, he actually misses the shot, but that opens it up for Neo on short to take down Def, deny the bomb defuse. And that nade, it's almost like a gift coming in from Snacks.
Oh, they really want that, but they know there is no chance any longer. Looking for Neo, and even if they find him in time, they're not going to have enough time to win the round. So compLexity trying their very best, and this time they look like they turned it around. Couldn't make it work. That's going to be 8-0 now, favoring VP.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about like fundamental CS at this point from VP. They're just like, right, so we believe so strongly that our team play is going to be able to carry us through, that our guys are going to have our back. So Taz runs in first. He dies. Fair enough. Neo's right there behind him to get the trade kill. And that's all VP are counting on to carry them through that round, is just effective trade kills and then more experience in the afterplant to basically play off that and lock the round down.
You see that little tweet from Sir Scoots there?
Shoutouts to Scoots.
Yeah. I think actually 3 times your age at this point. That's what I'm by my calculations.
He appreciates that.
Thanks. Gonna be getting a kill. Whitmer too, and now Whitmer could just relax. No reason to take this fight, but he will win it. That makes it look good, but again, in the interest of playing this safely and sort of optimizing your chances of winning, might have just wanted to sort of stay cool. Now it's a 4 versus 2, and if they can't win this, then it's very hard to see how they could win really anything on this first map here, because it is a real uphill struggle.
This is kind of as good as it gets, yeah. And Whitmer, oh, he turns away just as Bialy comes around the angle. There's the flash. Whitmer does not peek behind it. Instead, he peeks towards long. And so Bialy's now got the drop on him. Perfect kill there from Bialy. Catches out Whitmer. He knows that there's a second man on the site as well. Spots him behind Optimus. And now the pressure is really on here for compLexity. Bialy and Taz working together as a duo, clearing out that A site. And it's all down to Def and Android now to make it happen here for compLexity. But it's a 2-on-2 afterplant scenario. Now, this is where VP's experience as a lineup really comes into play.
They also still have a Molotov on Taz, and that's going to make things really tricky. Bit of a weird bomb planting position here, but I kind of like it. And Taz with a headshot on depth, it means it's going to be down to Android in a 1-on-2, trying to get the spray. Picks up 1, sprays and nearly gets Taz. That could have easily been a headshot there, but it's not going to happen. It will be 9-0. And again, if you can't win a 4 versus 2 here, things are going to start to get really tough. We also got to keep in mind that so many of these players have, if not none, and very nearly no LAN experience at all. They've been to stuff like Frankadelphia or something like that, you know, some very small LAN where things are like the pressure's going to be different, and obviously the stakes are pretty high here, so it's definitely rough. You just aren't getting your head caved in by some of the best in the world, right? Some of the best European teams. Instead, you're playing against puggy styles where, you know, individual play can carry you through. VP are just giving them a masterclass in what like teamwork is basically right now at this point. That was an excellent round from Virtus.pro. Taz will control the spray, good enough to pick up 2 kills down here in connector. And in the meantime, his teammates have taken over long. They're going to make their way into mid now, and they can start just slowly approaching that A side if they want. So VP, they have full control of the situation right now. It's pretty much what we expected going into this match.
Not sure if I expected a 10-0, but still, you know, complexity. Right now, they're just kind of getting run over in a series of individual plays.
Yeah, I mean, there is a real sort of skill gap, and like you see, they've had some rounds that look doable, some winnable rounds. They've certainly had some ideas as well, but it just hasn't really shaped up for them. Def is going to be the only one left, and with just 5-7 and 29 health, you can't really expect too much at this point, I reckon. So, yeah, 10-0 going to be the scoreline here. And I mean, another sign that things are getting a bit out of control of complexity, the fact that the top fragging player on complexity is a British player. You know, that in itself should tell you that something's wrong. I would say European, but that's not even true any longer, Sumner.
Right, exactly. I know. It's a Brit. And while Henry can, you know, grin and be happy at least, you know, warms his heart a little bit to see a Brit top fragging again.
Yeah, but actually I did have a couple of people tweet and warn me and say, look, you know, just look out for Def a little bit, because he might actually have something to show here. I'm definitely interested. I mean, considering how badly they're getting beat, they're 10-0. He's got 9 kills, and the top fragging on the server is Taz at 13. So, I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too much of a gap. But obviously, it's not going to save them at the moment. They have a cool little boost going on here, which has, I think, at this point become overused. No one really doesn't check that anymore. Everyone is just going to look for it. And oh no, Surreal trying to make it out. Good shot from Sanks there, going to be getting a kill on Pasha. But Taz is covering, and with the bomb down, they need to get out here. Sanks a little bit hesitant. Molotov reigns in, but it's a 2-on-3. Again, a good chance here for complexity to do something.
Perfectly played here by Neo. He will get traded, and somehow Taz has got caught as well. So it will be the round here for complexity. They should have the time. Both have kits, so they will have the time for the defuse. For a second there, it looked pretty solid, but I guess Taz, we didn't obviously see Taz's kill. We might see the replay here of how he got picked off in sewers. But it looked like Neo, at least he had managed to get a little bit of a sneak attack going there, working his way through the incendiary. So complexity clearly not expecting him to push through the flames. Neo, he managed to get the one in. But still, complexity right now, I mean, finally they managed to break the streak. We're not going to have a 16-0. Silver linings, right, Anders?
Yeah, I mean, if your complexity in this group, you know, the other potential sort of really big team you could end up facing, I mean, actually Gambit's going to be really tough as well, but Envy also potentially could be a really gruesome match. You can still get a lot out of it. You just, I mean, especially if you win a couple of rounds, that gives you something to look at and said, something worked in that round, let's go back and check what it was. Sanks with a good kill there, unable to be followed up, and you wish that maybe Whitmer, if he had a flashbang, he doesn't, but if he had, if really Sanks wanted to go for the fight again, he could have been flashed in instead of just sort of waiting around there. So those are small details, but they don't really have the money for it, so nobody's fault, I suppose. Now it's a 4-on-4, and Virtus.pro all the way back in T-spawn. Look at where Def is, though. He's lined up against the side there.
A bit of an off angle, but he's kind of stuck in here as well. They are going to be setting up with the nades here for the execute onto the B site. Virtus.pro, they've got the bomb here as well. And Bialy's already got control of sewers. So they will have that way out onto the site. The jump out from Def, though, so now he's not going to get caught. He's still in a bit of a sandwich. It's a bit of a nasty spot. So long as Bialy is alive, he doesn't really have any way out. And I think he got spotted there by Bialy as well. So VP, they're going to know that somebody's up close. And again, effective trade fragging coming out here for Virtus.pro. One guy just throws himself in there, but they're instantly there to get the kill right back, VP. And now, again, a 2-on-2 scenario, and this should definitely favor Virtus.pro, considering, well, once again, they know where complexity are coming from. There's the first headshot and the second. Snacks just shutting him down single-handedly. Triple kill for him in the round.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. Just trading a lot in that bomb side, and eventually when the bomb is down, all the pressure is on complexity, and they don't seem to be able to really handle it. I do like the sort of, you see Dep there, even though he only got the one kill, right? He was sort of instantly trying to transfer onto the next. So those are small signs that you know, a player is sort of mentally present, which is good news. Unfortunately, that also resets them really badly, which means for the rest of this half, there's not a good chance they'll have you know, any kind of weapons really. Spray coming through there, not connecting too much, and Taz, they're going to be going down.
Solid punish. That actually gets that AK for Sanks. He's got to be careful not to roast himself, and the flames do clear. So now he's actually got a way out, decides to hand that over to Whitmer, and I almost hope to see Whitmer hand that off to somebody with a little bit more HP. Maybe Surreal, if he can find him with that Kevlar, that'd be good. But for now, complexity fully stacked up on the B site. Only problem is that VP, after Taz gets picked off, they rotated into mid, and now towards long. And it looks like it's going to be action on A site once again. Snax needs to kind of hurry up here to catch up with his teammates, but Pasha looks like he wants to lead the charge, and he does have Neo right behind him to back him up. Boom.
Good headshot there. They are, I guess technically they're a man up, but Android and Sanx only have 21 health between them, so that's not too exciting. And, well, Grenade is going to quickly take care of one. Neo moving on to the site with the bomb that gets dropped by Surreal. Definitely a good kill there. 45 seconds for Snax and Bialy, and because Bialy has a smoke and a Molotov, he can smoke out both stairwell and bank and try and see if he can maybe get the bomb plant.
There it is. Incendiary goes down. He's been going to go for the peak, so they are looking for a bit of a fight there. But Snax worried about the flank. That's not the case. All three players here for compLexity coming in from CT side, and man has been spotted. That's Def. He has the most HP, so you really want to hold on to him for as long as possible. Coming in from bank, he's dead. Bialy hits the headshot. He will get caught out by Surreal, but now everybody's so very low here on compLexity. One bullet each will do the trick, and so Snax, all he has to do is hold this line, and just to back off just in time, trying to play it a bit fancy. Little does he know, the guy just has no health to work with. So 2 easy duels there for Snax, and another clutch round win here for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, a bit of a shame because compLexity actually in that retake sort of improvised a boost to look over the fence coming out of the stairwell. So a real shame that that didn't work. That's a good little idea. But, and I mean, going into the 14th round, they do have a bit of money to work with, and they're going to try and see if they can't net the last 2 rounds, get a little bit more on the scoreboard here. compLexity not looking worried at all, and you can tell how cool and calm they are. Even in a 2v4, 2v3, they just kind of, you know, go to town on them. Grenades raining in, and it will be another B hit here.
Yeah, straight. Smoke goes down to block off the site. This is just textbook play coming out here from Virtus.pro. Nice spray through the smoke, though, from Android, but Taz wraps him. And now it's Android. He's going to get spotted by Neo. Easy kill there for Neo and Taz working together as a unit. Snax is going to find Def. And while VP, I mean, the compLexity are just clearly not expecting that kind of all-out aggression to just come in, and that's what VP are capable of. They've shown them this all half long. They're going to get in your face. They're not going to let you get comfortable. Whitmer jumping around, does get a jump shot, and he hits the point-blank shot on Taz as well. That's a headshot, but once again, a 2-on-2. It's almost like the formula here between both of these teams. It's a 2-on-2, and then VP will proceed to then win it. So Neo and Bialy each getting a kill at the end, and it's a 13-1 scoreline here. Virtus.pro just completely dominating compLexity in this first half on Overpass.
Yeah, not much else to say, really. I mean, it'd be hard for the analysts, I think, to come up with too much to talk about after a game like this, because it just sort of comes down to the overall difference. Now, what compLexity can get out of it is, I guess, an interesting question. But at that point, you sort of have to go back and sort of weed out all the rounds that just come down to, oh, we lost the initial fight, because it's hard to do much about that. And think about the rounds where you won the fight but still lost the round, and try and see how you can change them. There have been a couple of those for compLexity where, you know, they get the first kill and yet they somehow manage to throw it away anyway. So that could be interesting, but that's more like almost an academic exercise at this point for compLexity. That's not going to do them much good right now.
I like how there's a method to the madness here for Virtus.pro as well. They're fully aware of the economy, and there's been a pattern so far developing is that whenever compLexity have rifles, VP tend to go to B site and actually pull off the execute. When compLexity have had pistols or in a force buy or just not the best kind of gear, Virtus.pro tend to try and take the long fights, abuse those pistols and their lack of range, and just push out onto the A site. So right now, I mean, VP, again, they're about to come knocking, and it's just full all-out pressure. Good shots coming in from Whitmer, but again, they're just so quick, VP, to press up onto the site and trade kills effectively. It's just down to Sanx now on a 1v3.
Trying to see if he could maybe get a bit closer here. It would be very, very hard to clutch it. Again, they've not been able to do it even with even numbers. Even when they've been a man up, it's been tough, so just making his way through, but Virtus.pro, they're waiting on the other side, and it will be Taz to close it out. Bialy with a triple kill, and a 14-1 scoreline for Virtus.pro in the first half here on Overpass. Snax ending up with 17 kills and just 5 deaths. Pretty good scoreline for him.
Yeah, he's clearly just controlling everything right now, but he's like close. You know, Bialy, Taz right behind him. Everybody doing work on VP, obviously. But Snax has had a couple of high-impact rounds where he walks in, for example, that one, the first buy, basically, where he just walks onto the B site and snipes 3 people to open up the site for VP. It's those kinds of plays that really make the difference. And so we'll see if compLexity can kind of draw this out a little bit longer in the second half after this break.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go into the second half here, and before we do remember to go and download the Team Stream, the free app from Bleacher Report, and follow the esports stream for all your latest E-League and esports news. Now, heading into this second half, Semler, it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle, I feel like, for compLexity. They're being towed, trying to see if they can maybe do something to get back in the game by a British player called Def.
Def versus Snacks, that's the matchup that we have right now here on your screen. And Def, he's the only player on compLexity who's actually managed to get into double-digit kills here versus Virtus.pro. Everybody is pretty much hanging in there with Snacks at the top of the high teens for VP. Def, really, you know, the only one. But yeah, we used to be able to say that he's a European, but you know, he's still from that, hails from that part of town.
Yeah, I'm sure in one way or another this has to be Brexit's fault as well, because everything else seems to be at this point in time. 14-1. And moving into the 16th round, we'll see if there is anything that compLexity could do right now. So maybe bring it back. Pasha with the early spot and immediately going to fall back. Doesn't really want to challenge at all. See if he could maybe do something here. Pasha. A lot of armor on VP. Only really Neo taking one for the team. And the same is true on the other team. Def there actually. The top fragger not going with the armor, but instead trying to do something with the smoke there. Whitmer looked like he got caught, but great double frag there. Trying to get back into it. Snacks, he has the bomb now.
He has the bomb, exactly. The bomb has been exposed this entire time. Snacks will get caught by Surreal. Beautiful headshot there from Surreal to shut Snacks down immediately. Get that aim punch into play, but Taz peeks out, picks up the one. That doesn't stop compLexity from picking up the bomb, however, and now they're going to be able to rotate towards that B site where they should be able to get the bomb plant. Bialy and Taz, the last two alive here for Virtus.pro. Smoke goes down to block off the sniper, but Bialy actually has a gap, and he's going to be able to pick up one. Now it's all on Taz. 1v2, and Android, he's got that USP that he picked up somewhere, and he's going to be able to pick up the 2 kills to close it out and pick up that pistol round here for compLexity. That was all over the place. Who threw the flash? It was a CT flash, that's right, because I was just like, there's no way that was a T flash. That timing would have been too perfect. It was actually Virtus.pro team flashing. So Pasha unfortunately just got wrecked by his own team there.
Well then, that's a little bit disappointing, but I mean, I think compLexity will take whatever they can at this point in time. And again, they haven't really attended too many events, so it's, yeah, it's still pretty early days, I feel like, for this team. We'll obviously see if they could show something more. They do have a second match to play against VP as well, so not saying it's going to be necessarily easier, but they will certainly have a chance to test themselves if nothing else. Taz waiting on the other side of the smoke here. So the CSAT 75, and they do have 3 HE grenades on the rest of VP. Curious to see who they would try and hit with those.
Exactly. If it was, I think they were maybe trying to wait for the top mid push to come in, and so they would just chuck those around the corner from Birthday. But still VP now, they're kind of just setting up a crossfire here in connector. Not really going to be effective. Nobody really coming in from compLexity. Instead, compLexity just charging through. There was Android left behind. He will get traded 1-for-1. Now there might be an AK picked up here, unless Def can get in there to deny it. That HE comes sailing in. The second one as well nearly picks off Def and Whitmer. Both of them dropped so low. And there is the AK. Just barely making it out. Surreal can't deny Snacks.
And Neo already moving into position to try and catch him coming around the corner, and that's going to be a success there. Steals a second AK. That's a bit of a problem. Those were both the AKs that were on compLexity, now in the hands of VP. And all VP have left are Tech 9s and a single P90 there, or sorry, Mac 10. So a bit of a shame.
They need to actually get out of here. I think Def is pretty close behind them in T-spawn. So we'll see if he's going to get spotted. Neo not going to be able to find the angle. Instead, it's Pasha who peeks. So can VP actually catch him out? They will be able to save. They should be able to save both AKs, and yes, they will. Neo dies, but that's all right. They save both AKs, VP. And now I'm wondering, do we see something crazy out of them? They have so many rounds to work with. They've got 2 AKs. Do they just call for the force buy now? Or is it just going to be a half buy? Actually, okay. They're not going to fully commit to it. They're just going to say, right, Kevlar on 2 of the players with the AKs, and let's see what we can do.
Bit odd. I would have thought for sure they would have gone for armor and pistols and just bought everything here because, you know, you're up this far, and they look like they've been playing without much worry at all. Maybe you just want to try and see if you could close it out. Still a chance, obviously. Snacks and Pasha do have armor in those AKs, so a little bit scary maybe for compLexity. Whitmer already out looking. They do have 3 Mac 10s, so might as well use some of them for scouting purposes, but that adventure is going to come to an end here, and Bialy taking out Android.
Oh, so scary. It's especially with that CZ, the reload time. But he is going to be able to actually get up close, put a little bit of pressure. He knows that there's a second man at least on short now, so that's some information gained. Taz will find Whitmer in the end, and now it's all on Sanks and Surreal, the last two alive. They've all been picked off. Snacks eventually will pick up one, and Pasha pushing into T-spawn catches the bomb carrier. That's Surreal down. So far, now we just need Neo. For balance, we need Neo to pick up one kill, and then everybody would get a kill on VP. They believe in sharing. Where's Neo? Now BO1 gets snuffed, Snacks as well, and Snacks with a double kill, kills him with the HE. So in the end, it works. I do like that VP. They were actually just saying, right, you know, it's not like we're going to split up the rifles and try and go for a catch-all approach. They actually had both rifles, Snacks and Pasha, push up long. So they said, we're just going to put everything on this one point. If compLexity run into it, we're going to wreck them. Otherwise, you know, they can run into a stack on the B site where the remaining 3 players were for VP with the pistols. So
yeah, but it also seems to be almost even worse, right? Because compLexity sort of avoid the rifles, still lose the round.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was trying to like skate over that a little bit, you know, like.
I know, you're trying to be nice, but you know, it's not how it works out here. Snacks is going to be getting a kill on Def, and that's a bit of a shame again. I mean, he's had the best game on compLexity that out of anyone we've seen here, but we'll see if. I'm curious if it's going to continue into Cobblestone as well. He's caught my attention at least, but we'll see if he can sort of continue, if it's just sort of a one-off game where he has some good kills, right? And certainly, I wouldn't say he's like carrying them, because that would be maybe carrying them right to the graveyard. I don't know. It's not looking good, obviously, but if you had to pick out someone on compLexity, if that was the task, then probably be him right now.
Oh, and Whitmer gets spotted as well. That's one of the AKs, very low here for compLexity. Should hand that over to Android if he can, just to get a little bit more damage. Sanks comes ripping around the corner and actually takes out Pasha. That was a nice kill, brings it back to a 4-on-4, but Snacks holding up close. A little bit of a Molotov, there's no backing off now for compLexity. They are committed, and it's the full flash. Nothing gets done for Snacks. Instead, he gets railroaded, and now it's VP, just Neo trying to hold on the site itself. Yeah,
and eventually gets overrun. 3 of them are very low on health. If one of them had an HE grenade here, that could be a bit interesting. Jumping and shooting, I think, with that Nova shotgun, as Android's going to be taken down by Ali, coming out of connector and into the restroom area. Still a 2-on-3, but the bomb is down, and oh, Taz with 2 big kills. Now Whitmer all on his own, and he has managed to make his way up behind. The bomb is planted for him, and he's doing a lot of damage already. They have a kit on Taz, so if he's defusing and Ali's covering, maybe this could work out. There's Whitmer taking down one. Taz actually cancelled that defuse, and he may have done enough here, Whitmer, trying to play the best that he can, and yeah, he's done a perfect job right now. Not easy when you have 11 health, so that's going to be the round for compLexity.
You can see a little bit of frustration there from Taz, but yeah, that is Whitmer, showing that compLexity still has some fight in him. Finally, an individual play actually coming in to make the difference.
I don't know if I'm making this up, but I swear all 4 rounds for compLexity have won. They've been shouting, you know, like, oh yeah, like, I mean, I feel like maybe that's a bit over the edge. That might be too much, you know. But you know, the enthusiasm is there, but you got to remember Thorin is in the house as well, so he's going to be listening to that. Could see that working out badly for you in the long run. Do you have 20th round coming up here, and Virtus.pro back on just a little bit of armor, a little bit of pistols, and compLexity. Chance to get a 5th round.
Well, I mean, especially now that Sanks is able to open it up versus Taz. Neo gets caught by Whitmer down in connector. So it's on Snacks and Pasha misses the point-blank shot. That was a big opportunity there. Could have picked up a MAC-10. Not really the best gun to pick up, but still a kill would have made the difference. Now it's BO1, who was effective with the CZ75 here in the last round, or in the round before that, rather. Now with the P250, not going to get so lucky. Instead, the push begins on that B site. BO1 going to go ahead and pick up 1 kill. Not going to get a second. And it's just on Snacks now in a 1v4. He's waiting in connector. We'll see if he can catch Whitmer. This might be good because Whitmer has that AK. The one guy that you want to run into, because if you get the kill on him, you can get an AK off of it, rather. You know, not an SMG or something garbage like that. But no luck this time for Snacks. And compLexity put a 5th round on the board here. 15-5, VP in the lead.
They go for Scout, AWP, and a bunch of rifles. I mean, they didn't have that much money. You could tell no defuse kits picked up, and again, lacking head armor on a couple of people. Not that it really matters, but, you know, just not the best economy, but I think they're just feeling like, let's just close out this game right here, you know.
Yeah, compLexity are feeling that way as well. They're going to try and give VP a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Only problem is BO1 peeks. He will step way wide out in the open, gets caught by Sanks. So a little bit of an overcommitment coming in there from BO1, really just trying to step out there to get a kill, but instead that sets it up nicely here for compLexity. compLexity will try to just go charging in. Snacks with the long lurk is going to get caught. Neo out in the open will get picked by Whitmer. And what's going on here? Virtus.pro, they're just getting a little ahead of themselves, really trying to take the fight to compLexity.
Right, and there's a certain level of madness involved in the idea that the one guy flanking was Snacks with an AWP. You know, like, why you're supposed to be playing the sniper role, you know? Not the let's get close and try and infiltrate it. Oh no, but Pasha and Taz coming back into it a little bit here, doing some good damage. And Pasha could have maybe been, but that grenade was pretty much dead on as Def picks up a double kill and makes it to 16 kills. So still, but I mean, Whitmer and Sanks have sort of caught up there at 14 and 15. And a 15-6 scoreline here.
One round after another. This was the initial kill, though. BO1, he spotted the one and he was hungry. He was just like, right, if that guy's alone, I can take the duel with him, right? What he wasn't expecting is the compLexity were actually stacked up with 4 people outside a monster like that. So, bit of a firing squad. Not the best thing to see when you're starting the round for BO1. But still, compLexity are going to be feeling good. Full AKs, the AWP on Whitmer, and it's another round of eco here from VP. And VP this time are the ones kind of focusing on connector and sewers. They're waiting to see if compLexity want to come towards that B site. And Snacks just annihilates Sanks. Perfect headshot on him in Birthday.
Yeah, moving up maybe a bit too much. Android could get overrun here. He's got the AK and there's no one else with him. And we actually have the bomb there, but looks like he's doing a very good job indeed. And that's pretty important. Again, don't want to give up control of the bomb here. Last man left is Neo.
He's rotating down towards that B site where the bomb will be heading. And more compLexity. I mean, that's just keeping your head cool under pressure there for Android. He knows they're up close with those P250s with the guns, basically, with the pistols. They can catch him. Neo trying to get clever with the flash. It's like the most... Nah, I'm not going to say it's the most ineffective flash ever, because it did actually flash them. He was just already dead when he flashed them.
Right? Yeah, that could be a problem, right?
See this. Boom.
Good stuff there. Not really having any impact on the game. Again, compLexity don't really care about losing rifles at this point. That's not going to be an issue any longer. 15-7 and moving into the 23rd round. We'll see if VP could close out the game. You think they should, and I mean, there's no point in giving compLexity sort of any more hope than you need to. Again, they are going to be playing a second map, so might as well just sort of crush them on the first one. So going into the to Cobblestone, they're just going to be thinking, we'll never stand a chance here.
Well, when it comes down to the groups as well, depending on how the maps go, rounds can play a difference in sorting out ties. And so compLexity, that's why you can't give up in any situation. Every round matters. It could make the difference for you down the line. So compLexity right now, I mean, they're doing a fairly good job of running this back. It is no longer just a total disaster. They have 7 rounds on the board, and they could get more. compLexity, contrary to VP, who actually changed up their play quite a bit when A, B became less predictable as the match came on, because you never really knew which site they were going to go for. compLexity have just been going towards that B site. So VP, they've stacked it with 3 players right now. There's like, right, if you're going to keep coming B, we'll give ourselves a good shot. Snacks isn't too far away either. He can rotate into connector fairly quickly from restrooms. But for now, it's just 3 players here for Virtus.pro, and the push about to begin here for compLexity. This time, BO1 wins the duel.
Good trade here, favoring the Polish side. Taz ready and waiting, trying to set up that flashbang that got Neo killed the last time. It will work, but not for a kill, just for a spot there. Depth going to be going down, and so is Android. And Sanks, last man left, 1-on-4. Trapped behind the sandbags, and Virtus.pro gonna make it through here on overpass 16-7. The first map against compLexity. So a bit of an interesting fight at the end. I mean, compLexity got more of a chance to show something, but ultimately nowhere near enough, and it didn't look like it was anywhere near an even fight, obviously.
No, we really saw the goal. But I mean, compLexity, this roster, bit of a young lineup. You're going against the oldest lineup in CS:GO history. So there's a lot of experience on VP's side. There's a lot of talent, especially in that man you just saw there. Well, it was basically like the 3 players that really stood out for Virtus.pro. Snacks, Virtus.pro, and Taz, just so solid.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, something definitely to take away, I think. But